we just talked about the linear nature of scientific and academic arguments or statements or stories. And the Indigenous way of telling the stories is the opposite. It's quite circular. There's a lot of repetition, and people literally sit in circles when they meet together, particularly large gatherings, and they'll spend days going around the circle singing their part of the song. It's really awesome. I haven't experienced that. I've only experienced it in a very tiny scale here at meetings. But so this is an opportunity to maybe make a film that shows a shift from the linear to the circular.
Okay.
Or maybe linear to the circular.
This is very interesting because in terms of digital technology already you've got off and on here.
Yep.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So there's already also interesting levels appearing just how you're graphically describing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've been looking through, like I've got here, what material we've got to work with. We've got archival footage, new material and animated words. And when I looked at the archival footage, one of the key things was your piece that you made, Interference.
Oh yeah, why is that?
It just seemed to bring together all these elements.
Agreed, okay, sure.
You remember the one you screened when we did that thing for Bemla Hunt?
Yes.
That one?
Yes.
I think that's fabulous.
Yeah. It was, what's the name of the dancer? Was it Katarina? It was Katarina, yeah, that's right. It was her. I was actually thinking it was the other one. No, you're right, it was Katarina. Yeah, no, I'm proud of that piece. I like everything about it, actually, which is unusual for me.
I think it's one of your best things.
Yeah, I like it too. It's just one of those things that works.
Yeah. So we've got 20 minutes. This is to stand up and screen this thing. We'll introduce it, screen it, and then take questions. But during that 20 minutes, I'd really like to encapsulate where living data came from, like all the many voices and the many things. And we have moved, I think, to this more integrated place here where we've got Indigenous and non-Indigenous knowledge, we've got art and science, we've got more and more scientists who make art contributing. So we've come a long way, and I'd like to show that. We did this in the spirit of inclusion and cooperation.
Yeah.
So this is the message that Maddie and I come up with. And I don't know if they'll be literal words that come up, who knows. But the spirit of inclusion, and this was a scientist egging us on to do this as well. The spirit of inclusion and cooperation that sustained Aboriginal Australia for tens of thousands of years is the same spirit that drives the Antarctic Treaty and all treaties between peoples to grow and share knowledge. Now that's all very rosy and idealistic, but within all this, I would love to sort of cut through with crap, you know, what's happening to destroy, what's threatening this flow, this cultural flow that wants to happen so strongly now.
So you want to highlight these disruptions and what they are.
Yeah. So aeroplanes flying over Westfold Hills and scaring animals and plants.
Mountains of plastic.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is what interference was about. Oceanic mountains of plastic. But yes, and also, as I said, I like this because you've got the line going with the circle, but it's also off and on, and if you turn that up, of course, it's zeros and ones. So there's all sorts of there's lots of animating possibilities about the line becoming a circle or a revised circle, and then also this dance with this movement where they become zeros and ones. So there's this digital aspect of where, well, I mean, it's be fun to play, but there's lots of rich graphic elements there.
And then, I've got my glasses on, but
do you want to borrow a pen?
no, I've got some. Your material, Bill, of seagrass and fishes, I think would be fantastic. And I noticed you're doing a series of dawns.
Yeah.
And that's a really powerful Indigenous idea that every day is a new beginning. You know this.
Yep.
And somehow, I don't know, it's like composing a piece of music, I suppose. So in amongst all this crap, you have dawns. Like,
so these are dissonant movements, and then you've got things like dawns that are much more holistic
Yeah.
And melodious, right, okay.
And the rhythms, the underlying rhythms to it all, the lunar rhythms.
The lunar rhythms. And this is we need a title for this piece.
Yeah. It's looking also to me like a piece of music. The way you've actually broken it up like that, the lines, the way you've broken it up.
It looks exactly, it's like state lines and bars, yes, and then these are minimums and rests and whatever else, what it could be.
Cool. So we need that structure to hold the complexity.
I like it, and it's interesting to think of, I mean, it's a way of understanding this evolution and then these disruptions that are breaking into it, messing it up, perhaps.
So is it moving from one state to another? So what's...
I'd like it to be cyclic.
Okay.
You know, ABA form,
Okay.
which is a dance, it's an improvisation structure.
Yeah, every Roman song.
Yeah, and there's this fantastic story, and weirdly, Maddie got a new tattoo on her thigh, quite a large one, of a snake and a bird.
Okay.
And she hasn't told her parents yet. And she did it days before she came away with me, so I feel it's itchy. And
Which you gotta go back and say, look, it's
what are you talking about? But we met this Aboriginal guy who was born on Barren Island in the Furno group, Australia. And he was amazing. He just had so many stories about connections between places like his Antarctica. I'm not very good at drawing it, but anyway, all these most southern, Antipodean of the circumpolar current, and how these different peoples would have travelled around, and how Australia, over the tens of thousands of years, and Ken agrees with this idea too, could have had many coloured people, different varieties of people.
Yep.
It's possible. And it's exciting because it's another thing that makes us all connect and accept whatever colour we are, whatever language, whatever place.
So you've got this circle here, you've got it here.
Yeah.
That one you're just describing there. This one here.
Yep. Anyway, this guy, yes, the snake and the bird. He described an Aztec story, which I've heard of from a different direction. Quetzalcoatl, I think you say. You know it?
Serpent God.
Yes.
Winged serpent.
Yes.
Yeah, I have heard it, but not come.
And my friend Barbara Cookson, her brother is a composer who lives in America. Very successful, wonderful classical music composer. And he's written a piece called Quetzalcoatl, which begins with a flute, and then a violin comes in, and it ends where it begins, and they change voices. It's like it's a metamorphic sort of.
Well, in music, there's the circle of fifths, and I'm sure kids are probably dealing with, but you can, as you rise through it, it sounds like the music's rising, but you're actually going in a circle, but it always sounds like it's going up and up and up and up forever. And when you hear the circle of fifths played, it's very common in both classical music, actually a lot of big name composers use it a lot, I think like Bach particularly, but loads of them. And also, but in modern pop music, it's occasionally whipped out as well. And as you rise through the circle of fifths, it goes da, da, da. It sounds like you're constantly getting up and up and up, but you're actually going around in a circle.
Oh, that sounds fabulous.
So that might be an interesting, we could maybe have a piece of music that maybe does something like this, but we need to indigenous-ify it perhaps too to make it tie in some other things.
I think it would be great for you to meet Kat's son, Eric Avery. He's a violinist.
Okay.
He trained at the Conservatoire of Music, and he improvised that music that we played in the Dutch Arena.
Yes.
That Audrey improvised to.
Yeah.
And he plays the violin. He improvised to our animations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Kat, his mum, showed he really wanted to be there, but he's in great demand. Like he played for the
Queen.
almost.
Yeah.
He played for the New Year's Eve fireworks display. That was
Oh,
him on
lovely.
stage
Oh,
playing
Well,
And he speaks in language while he plays.
what does he? Well, I must say I detest the violin, but still, but I do love.
Yes.
Sorry, I do love the cello. I love the cello.
Me too.
And
Could we bring it
all
down?
variations, like the violin or whatever.
Yeah.
I like all variations on the cello, but the violin, yeah, not so much. And I've got reams of cello music, but yeah, not so much the other strings. But nevertheless, yeah, of course, that could be. The thing about the circular fifths, though, it's not really a violin kind of thing because it's a chordal thing. It's about notes with other notes, so it's not something you can do with a solo violin.
Could you do it with voice?
You absolutely can do it. Choirs have done it before, yes.
Stephen Taberner is.
But you need more than one voice. What I'm saying about the circular fifths is because it's really about relationships, so you need more than one voice. It's not monophonic.
Yeah. Do you know Stephen Taberner and the Spooky Men's Choir?
No, I don't know. I don't know quite
Yes.
many chorus.
Yeah, he's got a really interesting conversation on Facebook going at the moment. He's delving into the dark side of life, of the people who are,
Like Peter Dunn.
yeah,
That dark?
that dark. There's a guy in America who's an ex-Harvard professor who's got the ear of a lot of young people at the moment.
Oh, you were telling me about this.
I can't remember his name.
Well,
Jacob.
he's a new Ayn Rand, is it? He's some new right-wing guru. is it?
Anyway, he's doing research into his new next lot of music because it's fascinating. You've got to understand why young people are not attending to science. So anyway,
it could be a whole circle of fifths.
He's a Gregorian chapter.
That'd be fantastic, but you'd need a couple of them. You'd need to whip out a few mates and off they
He's
go.
got some
Few
mates.
spooky men.
Spooky
Yeah, a few
men.
spooky mates.
So
You could do it.
we need to get together, Stephen and the Spooky Men and Eric Avery.
Well, they can all do that. Just say circle of fifths. I know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, if you want, I'll do the music. I can write a piece that's all circle of fifths.
Yeah.
That's easy.
You
I've
might
got
have
a
to-
keyboard in my office. I can do it this afternoon. But
Okay.
I'm just saying that.
No, I know you can because you've done it before.
Yeah, but it might be more interesting to have a choir. Than
Well, I'm
something
saying this,
electronic, actually.
like we have to do a sketch. Like I don't expect a finished thing by April. And I've said to them, this is a work in progress and we talk about this but I think this is something that needs to just keep growing.
Sure. Yeah, I like the idea because perhaps the growing part, this circle of fifths, is this structure because even if it tells a story that's ostensibly linear here, the music is circular and so the piece could come back to itself. It could be autochthonous.
So in terms of, I don't know if this works in your understanding of how knowledge evolves, but I get it a bit like that.
Okay. And these disruptive moments are sort of slashing into this,
Yeah.
are they? So these bits are these kind of cuts, are they? This kind of stuff.
Yeah, why not?
And these are moments of ugliness and discourse breaking into the
Airplanes.
circle of fifths.
Roaring over the Westport Hills is the
Yeah.
one shot that I really like.
Right.
Yeah, and
And the Leica doing this.
yeah, and okay, right, okay. I mean, I'm just trying to work out what the structure is, but I think I'm getting it. Cool.
Now there's another really weird thing. The flannel flower, which looks like that, with little green tips. Yeah, it grows up and down the coast here. It's got this sort of ball inside it with lots of little seeds.
Yeah.
And we found some in Tasmania. We found 3 plants at a nursery that's actually operated by a couple of retired scientists. You know, the out-of-work scientist syndrome.
At a nursery.
Yeah, they're plant ecologists. And we were up on the mountain and we were running late, so Maddie was on the phone to them reading one of these flower flowers because it's significant in the story, which I'll tell you in a minute. And they said, oh, I've got 3 of them. They don't actually grow in Tasmania, and this isn't a native Tasmanian nursery because they grow up the coast up here. But maybe one day they will, because it's warming. We've just got 3 of them and, they haven't sold, so you can have them. So they just left them outside the gate and we picked them up, took them to the vision and showed them to a woman there called Ruth Erickson, who, strange to say, Martina she said to her, say hi to Martina Doppler, Strange to say, they're both in Brisbane as we speak, at some meeting or other. And so I've heard that from Martin on Facebook. And she operates the scanning electron microscope. And it's very expensive to get specimens sort of like powder coated with platinum. But the results are amazing. I've got a book in there of 3D glasses for looking at them.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so we can do, and I said, look, this is a really key image. And so they're looking at, and Andrew's happy to, he said, science works in weird ways at the Antarctic Division. Because if we went through the normal channels, this may not happen. But this isn't normal, you know, we can't predict. So we're going to get one seed from that thing scanned, and then we can look at it in different directions, which brings me to the motion capture thing. We dressed Audrey up in the motion capture suit, and she improvised in response to listening to scientists here, you know, your freshwater Murray Darling scientists. Simon's team lab, 2 people from there were there, and they wrote the most poetic, didn't they? And wasn't that the most beautiful thing that they wrote? It was poetry. And Bonita just came serendipitously with her amazing photograph of herself as on the video.
Okay, and Colin and I.
Yeah.
That reminded me of that video. Have you ever seen the music video? There's a music video exactly the same with Kylie Minogue and like in shallow water like that. And it's a duet she does with Nick Cave about something where the wild roses grow. Something, I don't know what it's called because I can't stand Nick Cave. But I do love that Kylie, of course, because she's an artist, unlike him. But hope you got that. So, yes, anyway, but Bonita's piece reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah.
So she did the Kylie Minogue.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw Bonita's image, I had to animate it. So I got wiggling around. She loves that, and she really wants that. And I want to see it everywhere, like on big screens around Sydney, the world. So that's an image that we can bring into this.
Okay, if she's willing that to be
happy.
part of that, that's
Absolutely.
great.
I'd say it has to go about here.
And is it part of the story or part of the disruption?
Yeah, the disruption.
Because it's not Antarctic.
Yeah, and it's full of dead fish, so it's kind of disruptive. It's a little pretty to be disruptive, the image, is my only concern with it. At first glance, it's kind of beautiful, and then you realise it's full of dead fish.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There is that issue.
Well, maybe that's what makes it intriguing.
I guess I would have liked it to be uglier and less comfortable.
You can do both, can't we?
We might be able to. We might be
Could
able
we
to make
go
it.
boom, boom?
Well, we might be able to. We could. I mean, I wanted that image to, I guess, reek is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, smell.
Yeah, like you know, there's death. There's a sweet, sickly smell of death.
Well, you know that fish. I can't remember how it goes, but you probably know it. It's a fish shape. That's a drawing. I'm terrible at drawing it, but it's basically a standard fish, and it's got lines through it. And apparently, a standard ways of measuring fish.
Yeah.
You know the fish.
Yeah, all the relative proportions of fish.
Yeah. So I've traced that in
Right.
Flash, and I thought I'm
I
animated.
know I've seen you put it up
On
somewhere.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so my vision is to make that fall apart,
Okay.
and that could be just part of the collapse
Yeah.
of things.
But that would also link in with the whole krill, overfishing of krill, collapse of fish stocks.
Yeah.
So it
Sure.
would seem a good metaphor for collapsing fish stocks.
Okay, I'll keep going with it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, fish and krill, good stuff. Yeah.